Through the chair, you're live on HCAM TV. Ed?
Great. Thanks, Bob. I just want to wait a couple more minutes. It looks like Amanda is not in here yet. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open the meeting. Amanda is on her way in, I know, but while we are waiting for her to come in, I am going to go ahead and read the script for remotely conducted open meetings now, just so that we can get started when she comes in. So as a preliminary matter, this is Nancy Kavanaugh. I am the chair of the Hopkinton School Committee. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. So members, when I call your name, can you please respond in the affirmative? Leah?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
And staff, when I call your name, can you also please respond in the affirmative? Carol, Dr. Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Jen Parson?
Yes.
And then there are no other anticipated speakers on the agenda for this evening. So good afternoon. The open meeting of the Hopkinton School Committee is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the state emergency in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts with the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus, which has been extended and still stands today for the participation remotely in meetings. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we are complying with the executive order that suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. All members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The executive order, which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely as long as the public body makes provisions through adequate alternative means to ensure interested members of the public are provided reasonable access to the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting is a special meeting and it will not feature public comment today. For this meeting, the Hopkinton School Committee is convening by Zoom as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join in. We're also being broadcast and recorded by the HCAM. So please note that this meeting is being recorded and that some attendees are participating, actually all of us are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that others may be able to see you and take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. Meeting materials. All supporting materials have been provided to members of this body are available on the town's website via the web meeting calendar. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. Meeting business ground rules. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, I will invite board members to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps to generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. There are no public comments this evening, as I had indicated, and I also just want to say that if there were to be any votes at this meeting, they would need to be conducted by roll call vote. So having said that, I want to welcome everybody to this evening's special school committee meeting, which had been called 2 days ago. If those who would like to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, we can start with that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all. Thank you. So I believe this will probably be a fairly quick meeting. So as I think most people are aware, on Tuesday at about 5:30 in the afternoon, I received, and I believe Dr. Kavanaugh, you were also copied on that email, as were both Leah and Meg, an email from our town clerk indicating that 2 of our members were resigning effective immediately. So that was Meg Tyler and Joe Markey, as people know. So as part of the process here, I know most people are aware that the select board is also meeting tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning. But the first step here is just for us to publicly announce that there are vacancies on the committee so that that clears the way for the path ahead in filling the vacancies. There are couple steps that could potentially happen tomorrow. The select board will be meeting and deliberating and determining if they can put this on the ballot for this May election. So that would be kind of we're in a holding pattern until after they meet. Anything in general that has something to do with either a town election or a town meeting has to go through the select board, and they are sort of the driving body behind that. So really the big thing here tonight is just the public announcement of the vacancies. I know I for one was not aware that we would have vacancies to be filled this week. So I do want to wish our colleagues well, our former colleagues well in their endeavors ahead. And then to really as a body come together to focus back when we come back next week on the work ahead and the important business we have of running our schools. So are there others on the committee who would like to add anything? We don't actually need to have a vote here. It just literally is an announcement of the vacancies. Okay.
Nancy, I'm sorry, do you have to announce the duration or what the terms are of the vacancies?
So the ultimate term would be, if these go on the election for the spring, the one seat would go through May of 2023 and the other one would go through May of 2024. So there actually could potentially be 3 different seats on the ballot in the spring. One for the term that expires this May in 2022, then the one that expires in 2023, and then the one in 2024. If it is an election, it would be candidates running for specific seats. It wouldn't be, I had a question from somebody if it would be like say the top 3 vote getters, and that is not actually how it works. It works that a candidate who wishes to run for the school committee chooses which seat that they are going to run for. If it goes to being an appointment, which we won't really know until at least tomorrow, potentially longer, the terms could be one of 2 things. It could be an appointed position that went from now or from when the joint meeting took place between the select board and the school committee, which based on mandatory timelines would probably not be until at least the end of this month. If it was a temporary fill, it would go from the end of this month until the election in May, on May 16th. If the select board determined that they could not get this on the ballot to be an elected position in May, then it could potentially be a year-long appointment, which would go through May of 2023 when it would go on the ballot. I think a lot of people are hoping that this will be able to get on the ballot this May and let the voters have their voices heard for how they want things to move forward for us. So that was actually a very good piece that I had intended to cover, but did not. Thank you.
I just wanted some added clarification, and this is just because I've heard kind of differing data about this. If we were to appoint someone until the election, let's say,
Yep.
and we didn't have the positions elected, would the people we appoint now remain, or would we have to have a second vote to appoint the group after the election period? So I had heard two conflicting pieces there, and I wasn't sure what was what was true.
So that is an excellent question that I actually I had not heard and I had not discussed with our town clerk. He has been, I just want to give a shout out to Connor, just because he's been really outstanding in guiding in this process. Obviously, this is not something that we as a group have faced before, so I was not sure of the process, and he has been helpful, I know, to us and to the select board in figuring it out. But I don't know if we appointed, if it ended up, and if it was an appointment, it would be an appointment that took place in a joint meeting, and it would be the majority of the potentially 5 select board members who would be in attendance plus the 3 of us. So that body of 8 would determine the appointment. I don't know, and I don't want to guess and put out inaccurate information, but that is an interesting question. If it would be if we appointed for the interim and then there weren't people for the long term, what would happen? I have heard people that are interested in the position, so I'm hoping that we will be able to fill it for the long term and not have to have multiple appointments.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Great. Then if there are no other questions from the board, I just want to thank Dr. Kavanaugh and Parson for coming out on a Friday so late in the afternoon, and for everybody who's here, and for the people in the public. I know this has generated a lot of public interest. It's a little bit different than what we have seen with the school committee in terms of, I don't remember it needing to go to a special, either a special appointment or an interim election. So this is a little bit different, and I know people are curious. I think a little bit of anxiety around what's going to happen, but I just want to make sure that people know that there are provisions in the Mass General laws as well as in our town charter, and that we will continue with the business of the schools. There will not be an interruption in our commitment to making sure that our students and our schools are running smoothly. So thank you. All right, then Amanda, did you want to, your hand was up, your electronic hand. You're muted though, I think.
I know, between the mute and the hand, I always,
I know.
So I just wanted to state too that, so we are now a quorum of 3. As 2 people, any 2 of us makes a quorum until we have a larger body. So,
right.
So we'll be seeing each other on camera and at the meetings. And I just wanted to echo your gratitude for the service of Meg and Joe on the committee and the work that they did, and just say that I'm grateful. Meg and I were on the same election cycle, so we came in together and ran together, and then ran again together. So I just really want to acknowledge their work. So thank you.
Thank you. It has certainly been quite a 2 years that we've had, and as a matter of fact, today is the 2-year anniversary of when our schools had to shut down at the very beginning of the pandemic. So I have been keenly aware of the workload has been a little bit different on not just the school committee, but on some of our other boards and committees in town, and our staff certainly as well. Leah, did you want to, your hand is up.
I know, I didn't realize today was the anniversary, but I think what I want to echo is that anyone who lasted these 2 years in any of these boards has done above and beyond what you expect to do when you get elected into these positions. And so, yeah, I'm really grateful for everyone who has been here, for all of the work we've done, and for seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And I really hope that Joe and Meg will now have some time to decompress from all of that.
Agree. Thank you. All right, then our next meeting is next Thursday, March 17th. We have an executive session that will start at 6 and then our public meeting at 7. If there are no other comments, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thanks, Leah.
Second.
A motion by Leah and a second by Amanda. We'll do a roll call vote. I'll start with you, Leah.
Aye.
Amanda?
Aye.
And I am also an aye. Thank you very much to everybody and have a great weekend.
You too.
Thanks.
Thank you.